So welcome to Boxing Media Hub. You are here with Joel and Ender. And yes, we are going for another prediction. This is a big one as well, to be honest, Ender, isn't it? This is one we've been waiting for a while. And it's scary that it's finally coming. And just to say, we're quickly sponsored by Falcon Contracting and Price Global Solutions. So big shout out to the guys who are supporting the channel as well. Much appreciated. But yeah, back to the real action is Chantelle Cameron versus Katie Taylor 2. This one, I think, still splits people right down the middle. Exactly as say, well, I think not as much as the first fight, but I still think Katie has her hardcore fans. But Chantelle Cameron at the same time, she did what a lot of people didn't think she could do. So it's there, isn't it? It is there. Chantelle Cameron, 18 fights, 18 wins, 8 knockouts. Big shout out to Chris. Katie Taylor, 23 fights, 22 wins, 6 knockouts. It's at the 3 Arena, if I'm correct, Ender, in Dublin. 25th of November on DAZN. Last time out, May, against each other. Which Chantelle Cameron won on a majority decision, which was an absolute war, to be honest. These girls stood toe-to-toe throughout and battled throughout this one. And I loved every minute of it. Not going to lie. I thought it was a fantastic performance by both women. And it wasn't a case of putting women's boxing on the map. It was putting boxing in a good light. Fantastic. Both athletes, incredible. Interesting rematch, says Chris. We won't say any more. We'll just put Yes Boys by SWS Boxing. This one is for all the gold, Ender. So, yeah.
But it's not. It's only for Chantelle's gold. Katie still has all her lightweight gold. So it isn't.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's all of Chantelle's gatherings. So yeah, what do you think for this one, Ender? People are saying Cameron's the favourite now going into this one. It has kind of swayed that way a little bit since obviously the first fight, but it's in Ireland. We're just looking for. I'm just buzzing for it, to be perfectly honest, mate.
Yeah, it's not the fight in our. It's not the card in Ireland I'm looking forward to. Put it that way. I'm looking forward to the Belfast card, and I know we're going to be covering that. So I really jumped the gun, and I'm going to the Belfast card. I'm not going to the Dublin card. 2 reasons. Number 1, it's too dear, and number 2, because I'm going to the Belfast card, I'm not going to both. But it's too expensive for what it is. It's far too expensive. And the tickets, it sold out. It was always going to sell out the first time. It hasn't sold out this time. And we'll just see what way things go with it. Now, in terms of prediction of the actual fight itself, which is what we're doing here, is I see Chantelle Cameron being more dominant and more in charge this time. Katie, the last time it was her fight in Ireland, and she upped her game for it, but her game just wasn't strong enough, and at the heavier weight, Chantelle proved the difference.
Yeah.
I think this time around, Chantelle could even stop Katie Taylor, but it's very difficult to get a stoppage in women's boxing. And Katie Taylor is a very resilient boxer, because we saw in Madison Square Garden, the performance against Serrano, and if Serrano didn't stop her, then Cameron's heavier, obviously, but I don't know. Maybe it's just my heart. I don't want to see Katie stopped, but I think it'll be a wide decision. I don't see it being split this time. I see different predictions coming in there, and I'm reading them, but I think it'll be a wide, unanimous decision for Chantelle Cameron.
I think we're all in that boat though, Ender, aren't we? With the fact that we don't want to see Katie stopped in just in the sense of she's been such an ambassador for boxing.
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day,
And
we're
to go
making.
out, like, is this the fight she goes out on? If she loses, does she go out on this fight?
Well, she hates the word retirement, like every boxer. So we will see. We will see. But if she loses and loses badly, you don't know. But then she'll want to come again, like all boxers. They don't want to go out in a loss.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's a tough one, isn't it? You
it
see,
is. Like, I mean, I know you say, like it's tough, but at the end of the day, we're making an honest prediction of the outcome. We're not, I'm not playing favorites with Katie. So what I'm saying is, I think it will be a large majority decision for Cameron, but I could see her stopping Katie late.
yeah.
But hopefully Katie will hold out. But I could see a late stoppage. But what I'm going for is, and maybe my judgment is clouding me here, but Cameron points.
Okay, well, yeah, it's for me. Cameron wins. It was a great performance, I think, by both women in the sense of they both, when one stood toe, one was going to stand there and trade, the other traded. They both kind of met each other. There was no backing off. There, it was incredible. It just showed how
Well, I,
far.
I preferred the Serrano fight. I didn't like anything about the Dublin fight, and I've
Yeah.
huge misgivings about the Dublin fight. Put it that way, because certain people were excluded, and people that were less than desirable, we'll say, in Irish boxing were there. So I'm not a fan of that. But
I
anyway,
think it's a fight. Yeah, I think it goes down as a cracker, doesn't it? Like
oh yeah,
between the two women. But for me, Chantelle Cameron, I think she takes this one. And as you say, if there is a late stoppage, Katie's been in some wars.
She really has.
Let's not forget the wear and tear that may have potentially got to her. If there is going to be a stoppage, it will be late. I think me and Ender both agree on that one. If there is one, it's very late on. But I think it just is going to be that point for me.
If this it turns out to be the end for Katie Taylor, we'll have to just mention it. So she's been such a remarkable ambassador for women's boxing. From the Olympics. She was part of the trial that put on the presentation in front of the IOC so that boxing could go ahead. And then, of course, 2012 saw women's boxing, and it really took off. And the noise in the stadium for Katie, the decibel level. I think was it her semi-final against the English girl. It was just unnatural, but but we won't write her swan song just yet. We'll see how this fight pans out. If you want to go through the other predictions there that came in.
Yeah. I totally get what you mean. I totally get it. And you know what? Every girl or woman that I've interviewed on this channel, Ender will agree, having watched most of them, is the fact that most girls say the person that got me into boxing was Katie Taylor. The person that I look to aspire to be, the person that's paved the way in this new generation is Katie Taylor. And that's not to say the women before haven't played their part, but Katie Taylor's brought that new breed, that new air kind of in the door and the passion to drive again.
And it's far more acceptable publicly. Women's boxing used to be a thing people didn't like, whereas now it's accepted by the general public and is seen as, these are people that have high skill levels and are competing at the highest level. It's not just kind of a horrible thing to look at.
And Chantelle Cameron is another one of those girls who's
Chantelle was there.
That's why I love this fight. You've got two great ambassadors. Saeed, Chantelle Cameron will stop Katie Taylor. Chris has jumped in. Cameron, huge favourite for me though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I imagine
Saeed, Katie gets stopped. He's going to tell us a couple of times. Chris, same
Probably.
result for me. Cameron on points. So yeah, there's a lot in there. Sam saying give Gill a shout out. Don't worry, Jordan Gill is going to get his prediction show. We'll get on to
Yes,
that.
that's the Belfast card, which I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
mixing it up with. So I'm sorry I did that. But yeah, this is the Dublin card, and it's Chantelle Cameron.
SWS boxing Cameron split again. Will be wide, but the judges will have it close. Saeed, Katie nearing the end of her career. I think everyone can agree on that. Chris, Belfast card is a cracker though, all the way through.
Yes, and
Katie Taylor made women's boxing. Do you know what? I think
she made it more
women,
mainstream.
Yeah, there's been women before, and they kind of paved the way to get it going, and Katie has picked it up and taken it to the next level. Chris, Taylor is a GOAT and legend regardless.
Yes, thank you, Chris. I agree with you completely.
Katie Taylor, great ambassador of the sport of boxing and women's boxing. Well, we're making it sound like she's lost, but let us know in the comments.
No, but I just think people are being respectful while they're saying, right, she's not going to win. You know, they are saying, you know, it's no disrespect to Katie. It's just the end of the line. You know, all good things must come to an end. And
could she not, though, Enda? Could she not upset the apple cart? That
if she does, it will be an upset. You know what I mean? I'd love her. I'd love her to win. I would. I'll be cheering Katie on. But
the heart of this woman.
Show, we have to give what we think will happen, not what we hope will happen.
Yeah. No, I'm just, you know what I mean. I don't want to tread on her, and she's a cracker, isn't she? And
and Sam said, don't write
her off.
We're not writing her off.
Chris said Taylor versus Serrano should happen next as Taylor's final fight, regardless of the result. And to be fair, that would be a cracker.
That would be a great fight. But for whatever reason, the Cameron fight is there, and that's the one she's doing. I don't know.
One fight at a time. I don't care who wins. I'm a neutral, not going to be sentimental nonsense. To be fair, Chris, we totally get it. And do you know what I mean? And that's the same with me and Ender on this one. We admire both fighters. And they've both given to the sport. Katie's done incredible stuff. Cameron is doing incredible stuff. I'm just glad we get to see it again. But let us know in the comments. Chantelle Cameron versus Katie Taylor 2. Give us your predictions. Let us know your feelings on what you think happens next and all the rest of it.
The predictions seem very conclusive, you know, and we all seem to be in agreement, you know, with the outcome. But anyway, regardless, I'll be cheering on Katie from my sofa. We'll probably be doing a watch along.
I would have thought so, mate. Yeah.
Good. Because there is some very good fights on that card, women, and then there's some Irish boxers that are in the Matchroom stable. Thomas Carty is fighting that night, and he's always a fun fight.
I think we got Sky Nicholson versus Lucy Wildheart, which is another great women's. That's a great women's fight, to be fair.
So there's some great fights that evening, so we'll definitely be covering it.
Yeah,
and we're sure it's what, 2 weeks away.
But here we go, Ender. Pam has jumped in. Katie Taylor wins round 7 TKO. And do you know what?
I'll have what she's having.
There is nothing to say, though, that Katie isn't going to do it. It's just the fact that in my mind and in Ender's mind, this is our predictions.
This is a prediction show. Yeah.
Let us know.
Obviously,
what you think.
We always have them right. We've got it wrong.
More than she does it. Bleed neck. It'd be incredible. But as I say, let us know.
Look to Chantelle as well. I mean, you know, she did a great performance. She went to Dublin into the Lions Den as it was. You know, this was supposed to be Katie's homecoming, and she. But in fairness to the Irish crowd, now we'll give them that. They recognised that Chantelle won. You know, there was that genuine appreciation of it. Like it wasn't a kind of a.
There was no underhand. Yeah.
Well, it wasn't a partisan. While it was a partisan crowd, they didn't show it at the end. They showed great respect to Chantelle when she did get the decision.
So yeah, let us know in the comments. Hit the subscribe button as well.
Yeah.
Let
We'll
us
see,
know. Chantelle Cameron versus Katie Taylor 2. Ender. Oh, will Cully have a rematch with the Mexican?
I don't know. Cully will be fighting it, but I doubt it'll be that Mexican. But we'll keep an eye out, and I'm not sure which card Cully's on. So I do think he's on. I'm sure he's on the Dublin one, but we'll check and we'll just see who he's up on, and we'll probably have a prediction for his fight anyway.
Yeah, we've got plenty coming up, plenty of predictions coming our way. So let us know, and yeah, there's plenty more coming. So we will catch up with you soon, guys. Ender, thank you very much as always. Until then, hit the subscribe button, leave us a comment, and we will see you soon. People are still going. Anyway, just before we go, Dream Chantelle Cameron versus Savannah Marshall. Saeed. Until then, do you know what? I'm not even going to. That would be a hell of a fight. Until the next one, have some of this. Thank you, Ender.
Have it.